Have you ever wanted to be completely alone for a while? Maybe you wanted a quiet place to think, read, play a game, or simply get away from everyone for a few minutes. Today, privacy is something many of us take for granted. We can close our bedroom door. We can put on headphones. We can send private messages. We can even disappear into the internet for hours. But what about ancient humans? What happened 20,000 years ago? Before houses? Before bedrooms? Before locks? Before phones? Before the internet? Did privacy even exist? The answer might surprise you. Let's travel back in time and find out. Imagine waking up in a small camp of hunter-gatherers. There are no walls, no separate bedrooms, no apartments, no private offices. Most people sleep close together for warmth and safety. Family members are nearby. Children are nearby. Friends are nearby. In fact, almost everyone in the group is nearby. At first, this sounds like there was absolutely no privacy. But that's not entirely true. Ancient humans understood personal space. Just because people lived together didn't mean they wanted to spend every second together. Even today, animals often seek privacy. Wolves leave the pack for a while. Birds find quiet places to build nests. Many animals spend time alone when they need rest. Humans are no different. Researchers believe that ancient people often found privacy by simply walking away from camp for a short time. Imagine a young hunter sitting quietly beside a river. Nobody is talking. Nobody is asking questions. Nobody is interrupting. For a few moments, he is completely alone. That was privacy. Of course, there were limits. Ancient humans couldn't wander too far. The world could be dangerous. Predators were everywhere. Lions, wolves, bears, and sometimes rival groups of humans. Being alone for too long could be risky. That's why privacy usually happened close to camp. Far enough to be alone, close enough to stay safe. In some ways, privacy was a luxury. Survival depended on cooperation. People needed each other. Groups hunted together, gathered food together, protected one another, raised children together. A person living completely alone had a much harder chance of surviving. That's why ancient humans spent most of their lives around other people. But even in close communities, moments of privacy existed. Think about daily activities. Someone collecting berries might be alone for a while. Someone checking animal traps might be alone. Someone searching for firewood could spend an hour by themselves. These ordinary tasks often created natural moments of privacy. Interestingly, ancient people may have enjoyed more mental privacy than many of us today. Think about your own life. Notifications, messages, videos, emails, social media, alerts. Many people are connected to others every minute of the day. Ancient humans didn't have any of that. When they were alone, they were truly alone. No buzzing phone, no incoming messages, no endless distractions, just silence and nature. Imagine sitting beside a lake thousands of years ago. The only sounds are birds singing, wind moving through the trees, water gently flowing past. That kind of quiet is difficult to find today. Another interesting question is, did ancient humans have secrets? The answer is probably yes. Humans have always had secrets. Children hide things from parents. Friends share private information. People keep personal thoughts to themselves. Ancient humans were still human. They probably had private feelings, private fears, private dreams, private memories. Not every thought was shared with the group. In fact, the human brain is perfectly capable of creating a private world inside itself. Even in a crowded camp, a person could sit quietly and think. Nobody could see their thoughts. Nobody could hear their imagination. That invisible space inside the mind may have been the most important form of privacy of all. Relationships also required privacy. Imagine two people who liked each other. They probably didn't want an audience watching every conversation. Researchers believe couples often found opportunities to spend time together away from the main camp. Perhaps they walked together while gathering food. Maybe they sat near a river. Maybe they found a quiet spot in the forest. Human relationships have always needed private moments. That hasn't changed much over thousands of years. Parents also needed privacy. Raising children is hard work. Even ancient parents probably appreciated moments of peace and quiet. A short walk, a few minutes by the fire, a chance to rest and think. These small breaks may have been incredibly valuable, but privacy wasn't always something people wanted. This is where ancient humans were very different from many modern people. Today, loneliness has become a major problem. Millions of people spend large amounts of time alone. Some feel isolated. Some feel disconnected. Some struggle to find meaningful relationships. Ancient humans lived in a completely different world. They were almost never lonely. Someone was usually nearby. Friends, family, children, elders. The group provided constant social connection. While privacy existed, community was often more important. Humans evolved to live together. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors depended on their communities for survival. That deep need for connection still exists inside us today. Scientists believe many of our modern emotions come from this ancient past. We enjoy friendship because our ancestors needed friends. We enjoy belonging because our ancestors needed groups. And we enjoy privacy because our ancestors occasionally needed time alone. Both needs exist at the same time. Connection and privacy. Community and solitude. Ancient humans balanced these needs surprisingly well. As the sun began to set, people returned to camp. Fires were lit. Food was shared. Stories were told. Children laughed. Elders shared knowledge. The group gathered together once again. Any privacy people enjoyed during the day slowly gave way to community. The fire became the center of life. Beyond the light of the flames was darkness. And in that darkness, danger. Most people prefer to stay close together at night. Safety often mattered more than privacy. Yet even while sitting around the fire, people could still find quiet moments. Watching the flames, looking at the stars, thinking about life, wondering about the future, wondering about the mysteries of the world, just like we do today. So how did ancient humans have privacy? They didn't have bedrooms. They didn't have locks. They didn't have private messages. But they found privacy in nature. They found privacy during daily tasks. They found privacy in quiet conversations. They found privacy in their thoughts. And perhaps most importantly, they found a balance between being alone and being together. Because even thousands of years ago, humans needed both. Time with others, and time for themselves. And that may be one thing that hasn't changed at all. If you enjoyed this journey into the distant past, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Here's a question for you. Would you rather spend one day completely alone in nature or one day surrounded by friends and family? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.